The People's Video Notice to the Supreme Court and Jim Jordan. Do care. We, the people, as seen in the 50 state constitutions, do present you with this notice that you, your agents, and your colleagues may provide due care. Due care means just, proper, and sufficient care so far as the circumstances demand it, the absence of negligence. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. The people have assembled. Please take notice that the people have assembled and consulted for our common good and have taken joy in the work of the Supreme Court to affirm historical and common rights as derivative of the common law and not according to the pretended legislation of public servants. Public servants wish to declare rights that are guaranteed in the state and federal constitution as objects that can be discarded once they have taken office. Please see the text from the one recent opinion of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court Opinion. Today, we decline to adopt that two-part approach. In keeping with Heller, we hold that when the Second Amendment's plain text covers an individual's conduct, the Constitution presumptively protects that conduct. To justify its regulation, the government may not simply posit that the regulation promotes an important interest. Rather, the government must demonstrate that the regulation is consistent with this nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. Only if a firearm regulation is consistent with this nation's historical tradition may a court conclude that the individual's conduct falls outside the Second Amendment's unqualified command. That's from Konigsberg v. State Bar of California. Legislative Tribunals. Please take notice that the people understand that legislative tribunals have been used based on the Social Security Act of 1935 and following amendments to establish an idea that the state and local governments and private actors have the authority to take children without the common law and jury of peers as is required to remove life, liberty, or property based on presumed public government compelling interest. They have adopted them to other families and actually received federal funds in partnerships to do so, without historical basis or common law practice showing authority to do so. Evidence. Black's Law 5th edition, adoption, states legal process pursuant to state statute in which a child's legal rights and duties toward his natural parents are terminated and similar rights and duties toward his adopted parents are substituted. To take into one's family the child of another and give him or her the rights, privileges, and duties of a child and heir. The procedure is entirely statutory and has no historical basis in common law. Most adoptions are through agency placements. Historical powers. It is our wish for Jim Jordan, the whole of the legislature, and the Supreme Court officers to declare whether the process of taking children in return for federal funds and force adopting them has historical powers from the time of the American Revolution and under the common law. Please indicate your conclusion in light of the above Black's Law 5th edition definition, which states it has no historical basis in common law. Protection of rights. Please take further notice that as trustees of the people, you swore by oath to protect the rights of the people. Therefore, it is our wish for you to make public statements about this issue and for the Supreme Court to declare that this practice is not in accordance with the historical tradition of this great nation. Please respond to this notice within 14 business days, as this is a matter of necessity of the people. As trustees, you are not allowed to let this nation's people suffer while trustees sit in silence. This notice is sent to you in the love of Christ and in peace. Final instructions. There is a link in the description box below this video for sending this notice to the Supreme Court and Jim Jordan. You can click on the link, fill in your information, and hit submit, and this notice will be emailed to the individuals listed on the notice. You can also print out a copy of this notice on legal-size paper, single-sided, and mail by certified return receipt to have proof you sent it and evidence that they got it. Keep the original for yourself and mail copies to the names listed on the notice. The people have a guaranteed right to a trial by jury. However, this process has been ignored by these legislative tribunals when taking children from parents, as they are making money off of these children. Please help stop this unconstitutional action. Submit this notice and forward this video to others. Thank you.